Welcome to Pathways to Success, a program that supports micro, small, and medium enterprises here on BNC, the Billionario News Channel. I'm Mai Rodriguez. Small business owners are typically time poor and overburdened with responsibilities. Other factors, including financial stress and long working hours, lead to a decline in well-being and unaddressed mental health issues. While this area of business is often overlooked, addressing it benefits not only the employees, but the overall success and growth of the business. It is World Mental Health Month in October, and our guest today will help us recognize and address mental health concerns for small business owners. We have again on the show the joyful entrepreneur and business coach, Jordan Patente. Good morning, Jordan. Nice to see you again, Coach.
Yes, and I'm really joyful to be here once again, Mai.
Okay, let's now dive in straight into mental health issues and addressing these issues in the workplace. In this case, when you're owning and managing your own business, according to a study by the National Institute of Mental Health, small business owners are more likely to experience mental health issues such as depression and anxiety. Do you agree?
Agree, Mai. In fact, based on that statistics, out of all those who have depression, 49% of them are in the business industry. So that's a huge chunk, 49%.
Yes. And when did you recognize that this is something that should be addressed?
Well, first, I want to talk to you about my personal experience, Mai. So I had depression as well, like 3 years ago. And it's really difficult. As you mentioned earlier, you were like a monster to a lot of people, including your family and yourself. So that's something that needs to be addressed. If not, your business will greatly be impacted.
Right. And it's something that shows, right? You can't hide it. If you're dealing with something deep inside, you're dealing with stress, your mental health is suffering, it shows also and it affects your relationships. Now, in business, owning a business, how important is it for business owners to take care of their mental health?
It is most important, Mai, because first you'll have poor decision making if you don't manage your mental health. Apart from that, there's so much stresses out there, particularly wondering about how do I survive this business, especially if you're in the startup stage. And then next to that is, do I really have people who's really supporting me in this journey? You really have to think of all these things and balance things out. And of course, you also need to consider that how about the impression of other people towards what you do or towards you as a person in general. So you have to manage all of them. And so if you don't manage them really well, then you lose a lot of things. Like you'll become monster technically, because I was once like that.
Yes. Well, we will talk about your personal experience and how you dealt with it in a bit. But now let's talk about, since business owners are dealing with so much, because there's so many unknowns in running a business, what are the common stressors experienced by SME managers and owners, and how should they deal with it?
First is financial instability, Mai. We always worry about where do we get money, how about do we have sales for this month, are we hitting our quota? Next to that is, how about the people that we work with? What's our culture like? And then you look at your competitors. If your culture is really good, can we even compete with the other businesses in the same industry or in the same line? So that's real difficult. And then you also worry about you being isolated. Sabi nga nila, it's really, it's lonely at the top. Managing your own business, it's really lonely. You don't get to talk to a lot of people about your personal issues. You really don't.
And these stressors build up over time, right? So in your case, how did you manage your issues? Like when you first recognized that you had depression or you're getting depressed?
I want to be real by sharing the truth, and that is I wasn't able to manage it really well. That's why I now talk about it. Because I don't want other people to do the same thing. Like I don't want business owners to be the kalaban inside the office setup, like in the workplace. You wanted to be friends with your employees, with your suppliers, but you being so stressed, you weren't able to manage it really well. But after identifying that this is really depression,
Yeah.
I have to seek for professional help. I have to. Although nakakahiya because there's that stigma, but you really have to go out there and acknowledge it.
Yes, this is something that is still not addressed very well or talked about in the open because, like you said, there's a stigma to it now. So I commend you for talking about it and also for making it your advocacy, right, to address mental health. Now, let's talk about how business owners can find out if he or she has poor mental well-being. What are the common signs? Are there warning signs that they should watch out for?
There are common signs. In the Philippines particularly, we have a high percentage of people having anxiety, so panic attacks as well, and then stress, persistent stresses. You could also notice that physically you change a lot. Either you have over-fatigue or over-fatigue, either you eat less or you eat more. Like in my case, I eat a lot. So I do stress eating a lot.
So you gain weight. That's one of the
Sobra.
signs. Okay.
That's just one of them. And then as mentioned earlier, poor decision-making skill. Like if you are to negotiate something in the business, you really can't give that logical or rational decision. So it will impact you greatly.
Well, that's a lot to deal with, like especially if you're managing a business, you're running a business, and you are simply overworked and overwhelmed. And this also impacts the employees, of course, right? So if you as a business owner have undetected mental health issues, how does this affect your employees?
You will notice it based on their absenteeism. You'll have high absenteeism and then increased turnover. A lot of people will be resigning.
Yeah, they simply don't show up because they don't want to deal with a monster boss.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's really that difficult.
Yeah.
And then you also get to see Mai na it's like a mirror. Whatever you're feeling inside, your people, your organization will reflect that. Meaning there's so much conflict happening.
Yeah.
They don't want to talk to you. So imagine how can they deal with their customers if they're feeling the same way?
So what are the other effects aside from losing your people, losing good people?
The most important thing is you lose your business because you're so stressed out. Your credibility will go down the drain if you will not manage it really well.
No, yeah, that's bad news, right? That
Yes.
you can't save your business because of your own fault. You can't deal with your own issues, right?
Yes.
There's certainly so much more to talk about, but let's take a quick break. When we return, Coach Jordan will share the steps in addressing mental health problems. Pathways to Success. We'll be right back.
Weekdays on BNC, the Billionario News Channel. BNC, the Billionario News Channel. Always on top.
This is Pinky Webb, and it's a great opportunity.
Pinky Webb,
Ang inyong lingkod si Corina Sanchez Rojas.
Corina Sanchez,
As they uphold their mission is to be proud
dalawang
of what we
mamamahayag
do with
na
our
subok
lives.
sa
Ito ako
tapang
ay
at
had
talino.
the chance to talk with all of you. Maraming salamat.
pagsasamahin ng isa. Agenda. Mondays to Fridays, 6 p.m. Only on BNC, the Billionario News Channel.
Well, it was really cool to have seen the video of them being made in India and to hear the story of them coming here. So now to actually see them and their expression in the eyes and how intricate they are it's really amazing. Plus that they're able to transport them from place to place and maintain their integrity and not damage them at all.
You know, with all bad stuff going on, sometimes you just need to sit and reflect and look at nice things. I think, you know, it just makes you feel better and shut off for a little bit, and it looks nice.
Welcome back. We're still with joyful entrepreneur and business coach Jordan Patente talking about managing stress in your business. Coach Jordan, let's talk about how to address mental health problems of small business owners, because when you're a business owner, you can be so focused on growing your business, building your brand. But what are the steps now for you to take to address if you're dealing with issues?
First, Mai, I highly recommend for you to surround yourself with supportive people. You look for a network of people who understands what you go through. Friends, you could look for friends, family, talk to them. If not, then you go to professionals or consultants. That's where we come in, because we certainly know what you are going through, and we could give you advices and techniques on how to deal with it. Another thing is you could also attend workshops. So those are really the simple ways for you to manage stresses, but it comes with you identifying that what you're feeling inside is no longer healthy.
Talking about it, building a support network is very important. Now, when we talk about good mental health, what should small business owners aim for to achieve this?
Well, they should aim for a really healthy culture inside the organization, because that will transcend with their employees. As they say, as above, so below. So they really have to aspire for that. Also, they should be open enough to talk to their employees, their business partners about what they go through. So normalize talking to other people about what you truly feel inside.
Are there strategies for improving your mental health and well-being? Because it's highly critical this is for optimum business performance and productivity.
Yes, strategies. One is really to talk to people. It helps to really talk a lot to people about what you go through. That's opening up. That's one. Second, you have to do mindfulness activities or practices, such as just quieting your mind, sitting down, and if you do yoga, that's perfect. If you get to just quiet your mind by doing meditation, that's wonderful as well. You could also connect to nature by doing grounding. So I do grounding a lot, meaning I just sit down or just hug trees. That for me is really effective, and they will give you all the happy hormones that you need to release stresses.
Yeah. I heard about grounding so much recently. What are the steps to take in when you talk about grounding?
Well, grounding, Mai, really is quieting yourself, your mind. Either you do meditation or mindfulness activities. But the truth is there are a lot of ways, and one really is for you to quiet your mind and at the same time connect to like nature. Or by listening to music. you can also do that.
Yeah.
If you are the type of person who loves singing, you could really ground yourself by vocalizing, by singing your favorite songs. That's really grounding and putting you in that peaceful state.
But for some people, isn't it hard for them to just tune out? Right? Like, can you tell us some of the challenges that some business owners encounter in implementing the strategies that you mentioned?
That was really difficult, Mai, to quiet yourself out. That's why it's important for you to be conscious about what you really want to achieve. I should say in my case, I thought I was successful in my business, but I'm really depressed deep inside of me. And so if you don't decide that you want to be joyful and successful with your business, then things will just be difficult.
Take us through the step-by-step in overcoming these challenges so that our viewers can be enlightened.
Right, Mai. First, make sure that you set your personal goals. Self-care, self-love is really important. What I mean by that is that you have to acknowledge what you feel inside. As a business owner, you tend to neglect all these things because you focus on results.
And for many of them, they simply don't have the time.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's so true, Mai. In fact, they don't have time or they don't want to set time. That's why they have to be conscious in setting this up. Like, I needed time for it. And then you have to manage. They say it's really not possible for you to strike a balance between your personal life and work life. But you know what? You choose. You decide that I want to have a balanced life. Work-life balance is really possible. It's a mindset, actually. It's an attitude.
Yeah. And it starts with you.
From within.
Right? Okay. So how does a small business owner now know if their strategy is working?
Perfect. First, you get to see good results. That's one. Look at your numbers. If you're having more sales and then people are staying, they're giving you loyalty, they're happy, that goes to show that whatever you're working on is really improving. Second, if you also get to see that your business sustainability, your resilience is high, that's also a true measure that you're doing really well.
But are there support systems available for this? What are there resources, support systems available in managing our mental health?
There are a lot. In fact, you could go look for professionals who could provide you consultations. I personally provide workshops because I love releasing stresses. What actually I found out, Mai, is that you don't just deal with the actual stresses that you're having while running your business. You even have to look for your childhood traumas, those things you have to release as well.
Okay, a lot more to talk about with Coach Jordan, but we have to take another quick break. When we come back, Coach Jordan will share the advantage of business owners who advocate for mental health. Stay tuned. Pathways to Success. We'll be right back.
The trailblazers, the disruptors, the titans of the industry.
We should safeguard our tradition.
We've got 53 sites in the Philippines, and each of those sites have been goaled to adopt a community.
Know what drives them as we dig deeper into their stories.
We're also bringing and helping medical tourism.
The government has to support these local farmers.
Industry Beacon on BNC, the Billionario News Channel.
This is the scorecard where you score the latest news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Rojas, and this is tonight's roundup. On the scorecard tonight, feel like you're somebody who has that desire. Tell us about your experience. Get ready for a thrilling clash, thrilling hostilities, and keep your eyes on the prize. Sports is our business, and business is our sport. This has been the scorecard.
10 p.m. on BNC, the Billionario News Channel.
And just over here, please. I know. Is it over now or not? I don't know.
Well,
Is it bright autumn? Is it orange now? Maybe. No, but I think the timing. I mean, it's about time for. The timing is really right for her. I think she's been around for quite a long time, so now all light on her, and I think it's good for her. She's really enjoying that. So, no, it's good.
Fantastic.
Again, hold it.
And just over here. And just everyone here.
Back to the center, Iris.
Thank you.
Back to the center, Iris. Back to the center, Iris. And to the left, please. Right here in the middle and hold it. No, that's it.
Right, just in the middle, please.
One more.
And hold it for me. Right in the middle. Again.
And over this way. Just here, please. And this one here, please. Straight ahead.
Right in the back, please. Thank you.
Right here in the middle, please. And hold it. Again.
And your left, please.
Welcome back. If you've just tuned in, we're talking about stress management and keeping your business alive. Still with us is the joyful entrepreneur and business coach, Jordan Patente. Now, Coach Jordan, we have to note or emphasize that this is just not about keeping the business alive, but keeping yourself alive, because stress can cause so many health issues and even kill you. Right?
Certainly, Mai. In fact, one of the main reasons why we have the big C, or cancer, is because of stress. Mostly, stress roots from financial issues, financial difficulties. Imagine, as a family man, you go through that. What more if you're managing a business? It's a bigger responsibility that you have there.
And there are a lot of uncertainties in running a business. There's also fear of the unknown and managing the incredible anxiety that goes with it, right? So now, if a business owner is a mental health advocate, what will be the advantage for the organization and for the business as a whole?
For me, longevity of your business or sustainability. You get to innovate continuously if you have a clear mind, a better disposition in life. That's one. Second, you need to build your business with your employees. It's really difficult. As I said earlier, it's lonely at the top. But should you have an open mind and embrace mental wellness, that it's okay to feel not okay at times, and you get to talk to people about it, particularly your employees, they will understand and help you build your business better. And even your credibility, Mai, will certainly improve.
And well, it's time to say or emphasize that we don't have to be ashamed in admitting that we need professional help and to seek also counseling, right?
Thank you for saying that, Mai. Tapos na yung time na yung ego, we have to let go of that, because as business owners, we tend to have so much of that. But embracing what you truly feel, mental health particularly, is part of your humility. And should you only embrace that, you become a better person. You will exactly feel more joyful. And there's no perfect feeling except being joyful if you're running a business. For me, it's no longer about the money. I used to look at it that way. Na you need to earn more money, and once you have that, you'll become happier. You'll be joyful. I was wrong. Totally wrong, Mai. And so I realized I needed to laugh some more. Just enjoy every moment of what I do, rather than just focusing on the financial returns of my efforts.
And it's a complete change of mindset, Right. Okay. So let's wrap up. Please give us important tips, Coach Jordan, on how business owners can prioritize their mental health.
Thank you, Mai. First, you have to ensure that you tell yourself what you really want to achieve in the future, and that is hopefully for you to also become a joyful entrepreneur. And then you set aside or allocate budget for it. It's really difficult to just identify this activity as an expense. Most people would tend to look at it that way, but look at it on a longer time period. You get to benefit more if you have activities like reaching out to professionals, enrolling yourself or even your employees to workshops. Again, things that I do. Because in return, people will just be more productive and joyful should you do that.
Mm-hmm. More power to you, Coach, and I hope you can help more business owners. And thank you, Coach Jordan, for coming over and sharing your insights.
Thank you, Mai.
And that's today's episode. Business owners need to understand that mental health is not a personal weakness, but rather a common challenge that many entrepreneurs face. Learning how to keep your mind healthy will keep you wealthy. Thanks for joining us on Pathways to Success. I'm Mai Rodriguez. Join us again tomorrow here on BNC, the Billionario News Channel.